We're going to Gambletown.
Gambletown. We're here. We're back.
Yeah, we are back.
Week
Our
5.
viscounts
Ooh.
is still the viscounts because nobody won their millionaire bets last week. But
Yep.
otherwise, I think we did pretty well as a show. We like none of the parlays hit, but we were 10-5. Tony and I both. Tony and I were both 4-1 on the show. Ryan was
It was
two
not good
and
week for me.
yeah,
Oh, yeah,
but
I
like
got 2. I got 2.
you kind of like we were 10-5 and we kind of got unlucky in a lot of spots. So I'm not really like stressing it too much. Like we're starting to get to the point where we have hard data. Week 5 is the week I wait for. This is where I start feeling real confident. Over the last 4 weeks, we are 32-28, which puts us at like a 60%, 62% win rate, which is a pretty good win rate. If you're just tailing the top 5, if you're just tailing the bets.
Hell yeah.
And on that note, I'm going to hand the reins over to my man, Tony Steele.
Hey, hi guys. All right, yeah, good week last week for football. Regardless, we got one Thursday night in the books. We have a Sunday morning game in London. We got 6 noon slate of CST, 4 late games, one Sunday, one Monday. We've each got top 5 bets of the week. I'm going to start as the guy with the best record so far. I'm 13-7. Wide receiver separation system is back. 2 of them have already been in. I'm 1-1 on the week, but 4 of my top 5 bets are still just wide receiver system plays. I'm going to start with the first one, which is Garrett Wilson over 60.5 receiving yards. This is a bonkers play to have him this low. I'm still not really sure what the logic is there for having him as low as he is. He is one of the best cover 4 separators in football. He's going to be going up against the Dallas Cowboys, who play a ton of cover 4. They don't play it very well. And also, I think this is going to be a great week as the Matt Eberflus QAnon humiliation ritual tour continues, with his second mismanaged quarterback beating his ass over the first 5 weeks of the season. Waleed, go ahead. Tell me your first top 5 bet of the week.
Well, I got to be honest here. It's kind of boring. I didn't get 60.5 on Garrett Wilson, but I got the receiving over at 64.5. This
Won't
is the
matter.
first week I've had my usage model going, which shows like basically like I look at the matchup like targets, like yards per targets kind of thing, based on the opponents, what they're giving up to positions. And Garrett Wilson is absolutely crushing that model. On top of that, he's at the top of Tony's model, which means like historically speaking, when my usage model lines up with Tony's wide receiver model, those guys explode, which makes Garrett Wilson my favorite receiver of the week.
Absolutely. All right, Ryan, your first top 5 bet of the week.
All right, guys. I can't believe that I have 2 top 5 bets of the week from this game, but I think there might be a little bit of back and forth, maybe a little clown ball. But it's going to be
Okay.
Tet McMillan's over 4.5 receptions. It's juiced to minus 144. But he's just proven that he's the number 1 receiver in this offense. And with both of these teams able to put up some points, we've got Chuba Hubbard out. So I don't know how much they're going to trust Dowdle and Etienne's brother. But I think Carolina has more of a chance to throw in this game than Miami will on the other side, which is why we like A-Chain as well. But yeah, my first one's Tet McMillan's over 4.5.
I will say, I love Tet. Tet has had 8 or more targets in every game this season so far. So
Yep.
Random thing too for offensive player of the year, you're getting like 15-1 on Tet right now, which I think like as the season goes on, because there's no clear runaway right now, I think, for the position. And I could see him very easily, or offensive rookie of the year. Like Tet's
right.
got some interesting value.
I agree. All right. So my second of the top 5 bets of the week is the early game. I got Justin Jefferson at 68.5 receiving yards. For some reason, this number is low when you consider how much Carson Wentz was targeting Justin Jefferson last week. I mean, he had like
Yeah.
4 catches on the first drive.
And Carson Wentz is, he's not a shell of himself. He's definitely older in his career, but he still knows how to sling the ball.
Yeah.
Correct.
Tony, you think you got it low. I got Justin Jefferson at 66.5.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
I just want to point out that Justin Jefferson, first in the NFL in separation score against cover 2, 5.13 yards per route run against cover 2. That is third in the league. And by the way, when he's going against cover 2, Justin Jefferson has a 50% first read target share. So that's who
Justin Jefferson kind of good at football.
And like the you can argue that the KOC offensive system is questionably quarterback proof with how bad some of the performances have been. Justin Jefferson is truly quarterback proof.
Yes, he is.
All right, Waleed, your second bet.
Second bet of the week. I went with THFan over 64.5 rushing yards. This is pretty simple to me. If you look at that, hold on, where was the number I had here? Carolina giving up 5.37 yards per attempt, and like they're one of the worst run defenses in football. Devin Achane is so explosive; he legit could get this on 3 plays. I was going back and forth because the receiving, like his reception line, also combining it, I feel like that might have been fun, but like Achane's line was so low. 64.5 is really low for how bad this run defense is and how good Achane is. So,
and for a defense that's giving up over 2 yards before contact per attempt,
and 2 yards before contact per attempt with a guy like Achane that's just how you get gashed.
So AK Magic posting Waddle over 5.5 reception. We'll get to it when we get to Ryan's bet. So Ryan, your second top 5 bet of the week.
Guys, it's the Scatman time. We've got Cam Scatterbo over 65.5 rushing yards. Tyrone Tracy is still doubtful. He's not going to play. He's the number 1 guy. And the Giants are taking on New Orleans, right?
Yes, sir.
So yeah.
So we've moved on from white boy summer to a white boy autumnal season.
Yeah. This is definitely white boy.
In a matchup against New Orleans and minus Malik Neighbors, it's just going to be all run game for the Giants, and I think 65 is kind of low for.
I think a good indicator is like look at the fact that I have 1 yard less than Cam Scatterbo was getting for a rushing over for Devin Achane. Like that tells you exactly what like Vegas thinks about this matchup.
Yep.
Yeah, makes sense to me. Also, I mean, are you really going to tell me that a white man's not going to hit his rushing overs the week a Taylor Swift record comes out?
Of course.
We analyze everything here in Gambletown.
And white culture gets a 2x multiplier the week that Taylor Swift puts out a new record.
I forgot
That's just
about
science.
That. So even more reinforcement for that bet.
All right. So my third bet, Cortland Sutton. Actually, it opened at like 62.5. It's gone down to 57.5 receiving yards against the Eagles. He is another one of my cover 4 dominators. He's actually the second best at beating cover 4 in football. The Eagles play cover 4, 7th highest rate. Actually, like Bo Nix was super helpful in padding these numbers, and something sneaky. The Broncos are the 4th highest offense in terms of pass rate over expectation. So they're chucking the ball. And I think this might be a game script thing. Even if it's not, Cortland Sutton, who I talked about this on the podcast last night, all summer we were like, this guy's a terrible process pick in best ball and fantasy at where he's at. And he's still just providing one of the most solid floors in all of fantasy right now. So shout out Cortland Sutton. I got him at 57.5 receiving yards for my third system pick of the week. Waleed, your third bet?
So I was going back and forth because I really wanted like a passing over, but none of the lines quite hit for me. But then I was looking at Josh Allen's passing over should be a really good line, and it kind of is, except for the fact that they run the ball so much. I just kind of went with Josh Allen. This feels like a Josh Allen like rushing over. I wish I could have gotten that line. Like that line, it was around like under 30 for a little bit, but by the time I put my bet in, it was 31.5 yards rushing. But I think he's good for 35 yards at least.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
I think I like this matchup. This matchup it's a good like it's Josh Allen and James Cook this week from a rushing standpoint against New England because like of the way New England's pass defense is working. Like they're gonna force teams to run the ball down their throat, but the teams are going to run the ball down.
They will be successful in that. Yes.
Yes, that's the thing.
Okay. Ryan, your third top 5 bet of the week.
Guys, instead of the yards, I went receptions. Garrett Wilson over 5.5 receptions. Let's take a look at his targets. Week 1, 9. Week 2, 8. Week 3, 13. Week 4, 8. And he balled out last game too. And against Dallas, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, Garrett Wilson is averaging 9 targets a game.
Right.
Yeah.
The poorest Dallas D. It's going to be the focal point for Fields. So yeah, Garrett Wilson over 5.5 receptions.
I love it.
And
all
surprisingly,
right, cool.
that wasn't too juiced. It was actually minus 130 when I got it yesterday.
Yeah. My fourth and my last system play that's on this slate. A couple other guys that didn't make it. Ricky Pearsall was hurt, didn't count, and my other two were Devontae Adams and Puka. I got JSN at over 78.5 receiving yards. It's my highest. It's actually opened at 81.5 and then went down to 78.5. So I'm in. Like, I'm not worried about it. He's another cover 4 beater. So he's the best separator in the league against cover 4. His yards per route run against cover 4, 8.5.
Really?
So every time he runs against cover 4, like not even targets, every route he's run against cover 4 has equaled 8.5 receiving yards.
Okay.
So I'll take it. Also against cover 4, he's averaging a 0.6 targets per route run. So if he runs 10 routes, yeah, that's insane. And we laughed at Justin Jefferson's 50% first read target share against cover 2. JSN against cover 4, 68.8% first read target share.
That is insane.
Okay.
That's video game shit. Like, cover 4, cool, JSN. So I was comfortable with him at 81. I took him at 81. I'm updating the show sheet to 78.5 because I got it lower. So that's also reflecting the more current price. So JSN 78.5 receiving yards, my fourth top 5 bet of the week. Wally, your fourth.
I didn't want to do this, but sometimes the numbers like just kind of tell you what you have to play. And Travis Etienne over 66.5 rushing yards. He's hit this over in 3 of his last 4 games. And the Kansas City Chiefs are giving up over 5.2 yards per rush attempt. Like also the offensive line to defensive line like run grade is the second best matchup of the week. Like Jacksonville's run game is excellent.
Sure.
Whereas the Chiefs' run defense is not. So, like, you got to play the matchups, and they're going to run the ball. That's one thing that Liam Cohen has shown us. Like, he is one of the best run play designers in football. So, I'm taking ETN.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sneaky play, not the ETN, but sneaky play. We talked about this last night on THfantaC. I'm taking the Jacksonville money line. Jacksonville defense has been surprisingly good. Kansas City's offense has just been not that great. It's just been okay. I think Jacksonville has a good chance to go 4-1 to start the season.
I worry just because of how turnover dependent that Jacksonville defense is. They have been good, but like there are some little metrics that just aren't quite right with me. But also they're still learning a new system. So I expect that defense to constantly get better. And there's something about a defense that's playing with confidence. Like when you're constantly stopping people, you just expect to stop people and it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. So Jacksonville's defense is a solid bet.
Yeah.
I will say this too. Go ahead, Ryan.
I was gonna say this was my Elon mode game of the week, this Monday night game.
I do want to point out too that not only is ETN leading the league in yards per carry and yards before contact, people that are worried about BTJ and the Jags, your Travis Hunters, your Trevor Lawrences, I understand that. But something that I was saying last night to the boys was I think we're forgetting that Jacksonville was playing behind every week last year.
Right.
And
Yeah.
their defense being good means they don't have to drop back to pass 58 times.
Yeah.
There's just
And they're
less
good.
opportunity there.
Like that's one of those things where like BTJ, like he's getting the targets. That offense just isn't in sync, but I feel like he's a great buy low candidate in fantasy right now because like once those targets start hitting, second half of the year, I actually think that Jacksonville offense is going to start clicking. Like I am very impressed
Yeah.
with what Liam Cohen is doing. You can just see it's not quite in sync yet, and that's to be expected
Sure.
with your first year in an offense where everyone's learning new things and trying to get into same page.
Right.
Sure.
All right. Ryan, you're fourth.
Didn't you say someone in the chat said this, right?
Yeah. So you tell us your
Um,
bet and then we'll talk. We'll chop it
Yeah,
up.
my number 4 top 5 bet at minus 102 this week, which seems weird because it's almost plus money, is Waddle's over 5.5 receptions. Guys, since Dolphins picked up Tyreek Hill in 2022, 76% of Tua's completions and 82% of all wide receiver yards have gone to either Waddle or Tyreek Hill. And guess what? Waddle's been injured a decent amount during that time, but Tyreek really hasn't. And surprisingly enough, there's only been one game that Waddle played without Hill on the field. And in that game, he had 8 catches for 142 yards and a touchdown. I think that's all Tua's going to be looking for in this game. So I'm completely confident in Waddle's over 5.5 receptions. Yep.
I think people forget that Waddle is a legit one. I think he just happens to have been behind Reed.
Right. Yeah.
AK Magic said Waddle over 5.5 might be tricky if Miami can just run on Carolina. I agree with that. I also think that like the joke I made in the Discord was Darren Waller retired from the Giants because they asked him to run block. And going to Miami is perfect because they don't even ask their offensive linemen to run block.
Yeah.
Well, and here's another thing to go against that game script he was talking about. I think McDaniel's kind of, after last week's win, McDaniel kind of sees the writing on the wall where if he doesn't keep winning, his job is in jeopardy. So I think that he's going to try and run up the points if it comes to that. I think this game's going to be more closer to a shootout than it is like a Miami run up the score. But
I want the over in this game.
Yeah. I think McDaniel's just going to keep trying to put up points to solidify the fact that he still deserves his job. So
I see that. I want to clarify what I was saying. I still think that Achane is going to run all over Carolina.
sure.
But I can see this being the type of game where he has 13 carries for 34 yards and then 1 carry for 65 yards.
Yep.
Yeah.
So like I think that I like Waddle. I'm hoping that they use him closer to the line of scrimmage. Like you're gonna put Malik Washington and Nick Westbrook-Akine out there and be like, just try to get someone's attention.
Sure.
Whether or not that works is to be decided. All right, so my last top 5 bet of the week. I am also harnessing the power of the new Taylor Swift album. And I got this one pretty early. I got Scattaboo over 62.5 rushing. I think that it's going to take him 26 carries, but I still think it's going to happen. It's going to be ugly. I'm not going to see any of it on Red Zone, but that's going to be, 62.5. Oh, shit. You know what I just realized? Since we have bye weeks, we only have 6 early games, which means we're going to have to watch more Giants Saints than we want to.
Yeah, that's true.
So
that might like actually end up being kind of a fun game. Like we all thought that Saints Bills game was going to suck, and it didn't. Like
fun.
The Saints are bad, but they're not like clown ball bad like some of these other teams.
The word "kinda" there is doing a lot of heavy lifting, Waleed. All right, give me your 5th top 5 bet of the week.
My 5th top 5 bet of the week is very easy. we're going Jake Ferguson over 5.5 receptions.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
it's such an easy play with no CD Lamb. He's the clear number 2 in that funnel offense, and let's be honest, he's getting insane targets. Not only that, this matchup it's too good. It's too good.
Oh yeah,
It is.
I
It
was
is.
I was I was saying last night on the podcast, I wouldn't be surprised if he had 10 or more catches.
Right.
I won't be either. And I got a good like 5.5 receptions was like minus 102. It wasn't like a crazy number.
Right.
Sure.
Guys, we're through 4 weeks of the season and he's got more receptions than many of the wide receivers out. He's got 34 receptions already through the season.
Yeah.
Right.
And let's
Okay.
be honest, Jets haven't shown they can stop anyone. So
That's
Right.
also true. Okay, Ryan, your last top 5 bet of the week.
All right, guys. This last one was a little bit iffy because of some hamstring issues that surfaced earlier in the week, but he seems to be okay. And Vegas seems to think that this reception line is good. I'm going Michael Pittman over 4.5. Vegas has it heavily juiced to minus 172, which makes me more confident that it's a likely possibility. I was going to switch this out, but I think I'm going to stay with it just because I think this Indy and Vegas game could be exciting too. I think, was it you, Tony, or was it Shane that had this as their Elon mode game of the week?
I think we both did.
Oh, you
No,
both did?
no. We both had Detroit, Cincinnati, but we both had the Raiders and Colts
No.
as our good game of the week.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I always forget. Elon's a bad one. Sorry.
I bought this before he went crazy.
Yeah. Sorry. So I thought Vegas and Indy was your guys' game of the week.
Yeah. It's bad enough that we could have some crazy shit, and
like
Pittman's the man.
Yeah, one of the things I want
Yeah.
to kind of point out too with that Vegas, like when I was watching that like game film with the all 22 for Chicago Raiders, the receivers were getting separation. Caleb just wasn't getting time to do it. The Colts are not going to have that problem with that offensive line. Their offensive line is one of the best in football, and I think like Pittman, Warren, like Downs, all are going to get like have an opportunity for chunk plays. And Pittman has shown that he's the clear alpha in this room.
Well, that's what I
We
said
got-
on the episode last night was Max Crosby. I haven't watched a single dude take over a whole quarter of football like that in a minute.
Yeah.
Right.
Last time was Khalil Mack.
Yeah, like he owned the entire game. It didn't matter where he was lining up, he was getting through.
He's so good.
So I think that'll actually be a really fun game to watch because just from a schematic point, it's going to be really fun to see how they cover up Max Crosby.
Alec Pierce is out too.
It's true.
So
It's true.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we're moving to parlays. I believe our order is going to be Ryan, Waleed, myself.
That is correct.
Ryan, why don't you tell us your money line parlay to start?
my money line parlay this week, guys. I know they messed up my parlay last week, but I think the Chargers are going to pull this one out. So Chargers, Detroit, Philly, and my sneaky one at plus money, the Jets. That gives me plus 489 odds. I threw 5 down to win almost 30.
See, I did something similar to you. I took 3 favorites, Lions, Bills, Eagles, and I took someone that I think is a dog that should not be a dog, but it's Tampa Bay against Seattle.
I took Tampa in confidence pool this week too. Yeah.
Yeah, as a I get that they're a road team and they're going to the West Coast, but I think they're a superior team, and we all know the Seahawks, the wheels can fall off at any moment.
Right.
So
we've got no Bucky Irving and no Mike Evans, which is questionable. We got Godwin and Ibuka still. And honestly, I like the games where Baker has to pass anyway. So
I just don't feel confident that Sam Darnold is going to be a great quarterback that can help you win big games.
Sure.
Let me clarify. So I got that at plus 452, put 10 on it to bring me back 55. Waleed, you're first.
My first parlay of the week. So I told you I liked Goff. I didn't really like it for a single bet, but what I did is I threw this into my parlay, and I think I got a good line. Like you both have Detroit in your money line bet. I went like Lions minus 10.5. I think they are going to wreck, absolutely destroy the Bengals. Why do I
Yeah.
think that? Because everyone who plays the Bengals is destroying them right now. How could
I'll
they
be
not?
I'll be looking at alternate points totals for that too, somewhere 20 and above probably, because you're gonna get some good plus money on that.
Yeah. So like Goff has a really good matchup here. So I went like with that minus 10.5. I got Goff over 238.5 passing yards, along with over 1.5 passing touchdowns. And on top of that, I'm taking Sun God at over 70.5 receiving. $10 bet at plus 500 pays out $60. And like I say, you know how I build my parlays. I like everything tying into each other. And this one, like if Goff hits 240 passing yards, we know that like Sun God is going to be good for 30% of it. Like historically, that's just what's going to happen. And let's be honest, he's one of the best receivers in football right now. He's absolutely killing it. So I love betting on the hot hand.
Sure. Okay. Ryan, your second parlay, my friend.
My parlay this week, guys, is from the Miami and Carolina game. So I'm going taking my two top 5 bets. I took Waddle's over 5.5 receptions and McMillan's over 4.5 receptions. I parred that with Darren Waller's over 2.5 receptions and Waleed's top 5 bet, A-Chain over 65.5 rushing. That actually is kind of spicy. It's plus 897. I threw 5 down to win almost 50.
Okay.
I love this. I told Ryan as soon as I as soon as I bet this parlay how much I loved it, because I do like Waddle's line. I do like McMillan's line. Obviously, A-Chan's one of my top 5 bets, but the Waller one too. With no reek, someone's going to get those second targets. And like Waller looked fast. He looked fast on Monday night. So he's going to get, and like they're slowly bringing him in, but he's going to get some like targets. And we've seen how we saw how they used Jonnu last year. Like I think this is a very good parlay.
Okay. I didn't get a call, so I'm just saying. I didn't get a call from Waleed about my parlay, but my parlay is the one that Waleed doesn't care about.
That's not true at all. I will tell you what I told you about this.
It's actually significantly less spicy than pretty much anything we've talked about. It's a plus 305. Detroit's money line. Amon-Ra over 70.5. Waleed did a pretty good job of explaining it. Cincinnati also allows the most receiving yards per game to wide receivers lined up in the slot. And the one that it's got me a little nervous, but the numbers bear out. JMO under 50.5. I'm not a big Undertaker guy. I like overs because I like watching people do cool shit. But the Bengals are a cover 3, cover 6 team. Like almost 60% of their defensive snaps. JMO's averaging 0.17 targets per route run against those coverages. Not great. His usage, I think, is probably the biggest issue that I've seen with the switch to the new OC. JMO has 20 targets through 4 weeks. His ADOT 20.9 yards, and that's sick if you're completing them.
Right.
The problem is they're not.
Right, and the Bengals have actually done pretty well at stopping the deep ball so far this year. They have had 8 attempts of 20 or more air yards against their defense this year. Only 2 have been completed for 53 yards. So they allow the second fewest yardage on deep balls this year. And if they're not going to use JMO closer to the line, then I'm not as worried about it as I think I should be.
Well, that's the thing. JMO's getting to targets. The problem is he's just getting low percentage targets. So it's hard to trust it. And what I did say to Tony about this is what I like about this parlay is the leg that we're all worried about is the JMO because he can get it on one play. But if it doesn't hit, that just means my parlay is more likely to hit. So it kind of plays into each other. It's like in a way, this hedges my parlay. So I like it.
Cool. So tell us your third.
Oh, that is.
Or your second. Sorry. Your second.
I do have a third though.
Shocking.
So we know how I feel about Garrett Wilson. I said it on the top because I think Garrett Wilson is like going to have an explosive game. I'm doing a receiver build, like a receiver stack parlay. I love these. I've been very successful with these in the past when the matchup is right. Garrett Wilson over 80. I got an adjusted line over 80 yards receiving, over 5.5 receptions, and a touchdown. At $10, I get plus 440. I could have juiced the reception line a little bit, but or like the yardage line, but I didn't want to get too greedy. But I'm putting a lot of action into Garrett Wilson because Garrett Wilson kicks ass, and he is the best receiver matchup of the week by every metric I can find. So I'm going to invest heavily in that. So $10 will pay me $54.
Nice.
All right. So you've seen all of our stuff up on the board. Let's run through our millionaire challenges. Ryan, you're still the Viscount until formal elections can be held. You still maintain power, even if symbolic. You still maintain it.
Sure.
Tell us your millionaire bet of the week.
Interim. Yeah.
Lame duck Viscount of Gambletown.
Right.
Ryan refuses to swear in his the person that won, so that we can't we can't
He's not
get
abdicating
the
power.
We can't get the files. Ryan won't let him in.
I just think it's fucked up that like our Viscount here is ignoring Parliament and just doing whatever he wants.
Yeah, we have a quorum. We could change this right now.
Sure. This week, guys, a tight end that has been doing really well and has developed an interesting chemistry with Fields. We've got Mason Taylor. I went with his over 3.5 receptions. Now, yesterday I got this at plus 148. I just checked now. It has gone down to plus 124. So people are betting that. I think that's easy in a game that's going to be a shootout. I think this Jets and Dallas game. There's so many interesting crappy teams this week that are going to have good games, I think. And this game should be one of them. Mason Taylor had last week he had 5 catches on 7 targets for 65 yards. He might even be good for a touchdown this week. I think with the way Fields is spreading it out with Garrett Wilson and him, I think those two guys can easily go off. But yeah, it seemed too spicy not to take plus money at plus 148. So
hell yeah. Okay, Waleed, your millionaire bet.
Well, we're gonna keep riding. One thing I did kind of want to point out real quick though.
Sure.
Right now, Mason Taylor, 3rd on the team. Also over his last over his last couple of games, he's hit that reception over. And you're getting plus money on it. Like, we've seen that he's worked his way into the offense, which is why I think it's a sneaky good play on Ryan's part. Mine, I'm riding to Garrett Wilson hot hand here. Like I told you, this is my guy of the week. And I'm going to try to become the God Emperor of Gambletown on the back of Garrett Wilson once again. Plus 360 for 100 yards receiving. I think he's going to hit this pretty easily. And $10, $46 payout. Let's fucking go.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. My bet is actually not Jets related. Thank you. I am going with a plus 360 digital lick. Elick AO Manor anytime touchdown.
I love this one.
You're so brave.
Let's get him a touchdown.
I'm a believer. He has 2 touchdowns on the season already. Last week he led the Titans in targets and receiving yards, 80% route share. He's an elite cover 3 beater. Cardinals are a top third of the league cover 3 deployment team. I think we're starting to see him do a slightly less visible and touchdown cool moment related version to Calvin Ridley, what Rome Odunze is doing to DJ Moore, where it's like, thank you, you're awesome, but like, I'm him.
He leads the Titans in targets, yards, and touchdowns. He is the best receiver on that team.
And so the Cardinals allow the 6th most receiving yards per game to receivers aligned on the perimeter. So I also have side bets on his like yardage prop because I think it's like 30. Yeah, it's 32 and a half.
That's it?
So.
Oh my God, that's so low.
Viscount, dude. I don't acknowledge. There's only one British person I acknowledge, and it's Owen. Shout out Owen.
Hell yeah!
So,
I'm here for a Canadian touchdown. Let's do this.
Yeah, from Medicine Hat, Alberta, Canada.
That
Elick
is right.
AO Manor touchdown catch this week.
You would know that if you listen to THfantaC.
You'd also know that Medicine Hat, Alberta, Canada, also has a really bad Chinese buffet and has the largest teepee in North America, right?
That is correct.
Hell yeah. Shout out. All right. So those are our bets. We've been slamming through some stuff. Let's pivot to DFS, guys. Which means we get to bring in super producer Josh from his ayahuasca trip. And before we
Olivia Munn, I'm sorry.
Oh, good shit. I do want to point out, by the way, last week, famously, I had to pivot on every single one of my DFS picks, and I won the Football Absurdity DFS contest with my 5 pivots. So, in your face, everybody else, all my friends.
Punished us for it.
Which means I get to go first for picking my DFS spots. So my first play actually is going to be a slightly low-owned and decent leverage play, and I'm going to go with Daniel Jones against the Raiders.
I love it.
All right, and then Ryan, your DFS play on FanDuel, DFS play of the week.
I'm kind of going chalk at quarterback this week. I'm going Justin Herbert. I think he's going to ball out against Washington. Washington secondary is crap.
Okay. Josh.
I'm going Dak Prescott as my quarterback.
You're welcome, Waleed.
I was going to say, thank you, guys. Because I know who I wanted to take. I didn't think he was coming back to me. But this is a Justin Fields week. Justin Fields, by far, I'm all over him.
What else
go.
is new? Yeah. My running back play this week. Exactly. My running back play this week is Devon Achane. I'm paying up here. I think a case could be made for Jonathan Taylor. I think a case can be made for Breece Hall. I'm sure someone will make cases for both of those guys. In full PPR, though, give me Achane.
Yeah.
Ryan, you're running back.
This one's tough because I want to go low.
Michael Carter, let's go.
You know what? Against this porous Baltimore defense, I'm going sneaky. I'm going Woody Marks.
I love it.
Because he is super cheap on DFS right now.
I had Woody Marks plugged in as one of my guys I was considering targeting. So.
Okay. Josh, you're running back.
I am going Michael Carter, Tony.
I love it. I love it.
Against Tennessee. It'll allow me to basically put everybody from your wide receiver system into my lineup. So there we go.
I love you. Let's party. All right. Wide receiver system, by the way, last week hit on 2 touchdown games, 1 touchdown game, and the Romeo Doubs 3 touchdown game on Sunday night, which helped me clean up in DFS. Waleed, you're running back.
I mean, if you're going to give me Jahmyr Gibbs, I'm going to take Jahmyr Gibbs. He's going to crush. I like the metrics. I liked Achane's line a little bit more, which is why he was in my top 5 bets. But I off air, we've been talking about Gibbs for a while. We all love him this week, and so I'm putting him in there.
I'm with it. All right, my receiver, instead of going super chalk, I'm going to go someone who's around the same price who I think is going to have a boom week. I'm going with Nico Collins.
Love it.
Okay.
I think
there's a good chance he's. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I just think he's going to be the under-owned guy that can get you 25 points this week.
Which is what I was about to say.
Yeah, great minds. Ryan, your receiver on FanDuel, HPPR.
Since I'm going Herbert at quarterback, guys, I'm going with Quentin Johnson, who, by the way, is more expensive than A.J. Brown.
Yep.
He should be at this point.
And I'll pivot to Waddle too,
if needed. Okay.
Yeah.
Josh, your receiver.
I'm gonna go Garrett Wilson. You guys have a lot of money on him this week, so
Oh yeah.
I can blame you guys if he fails.
Oh, poor Waleed only gets 2 of the guys he wants.
Yeah.
Oh.
How dare you make me take George Pickens? Oh wait, no, I'm happy taking George Pickens because George Pickens is going to kick ass this week.
Is that your guy?
That George Pickens is my guy.
Okay,
It's a good matchup against the Jets, and it's a nice little run back with because I'm gonna have Fields and Wilson, so I like having Pickens for the run back.
Waleed runs directly into Sauce Gardner. Doesn't care. Bold.
Nor should I. I will take Pickens over Sauce Gardner 1,000 times out of 100.
Do you think they have to be separated at any point during the game for shit talking?
Oh my God! I hope Pickens beats the shit out of him.
That'd be
But
pretty
after
cool.
he hits like all of his into fourth quarter, after he's like got me all my points.
Right. Yeah. Great day for George Pickens. 4 catches, 88 yards, 2 touchdowns, beat Sauce Gardner's ass.
Oh my God! He'll be my player of the week.
All right, my tight end play of the week. Tyler Warren. I am pairing Tyler Warren up with Mark Sanchez got stabbed.
Wait,
For Adam
what?
Schefter. Yeah, he's in stable condition, so he's fine. But Mark Sanchez. First Charlie Kirk, now Mark Sanchez. What is this country coming to? Tyler Warren. Anyways, back to Tyler Warren. I'm pairing him with Danny Dimes. Something that also I noticed during the Raiders-Bears game, they don't cover tight ends, and it didn't show up on the stat sheet because Cole Kmet dropped at least 30 yards in receiving yards last week. Tyler Warren doesn't have that problem. I'm going with Tyler Warren as my tight end. Ryan?
My mid-tier kind of shitty tight end of the week this week is Mason Taylor, and he's cheap. He's also my millionaire bet at 3.5 receptions. I think he gets those 4 or 5 receptions and has a touchdown. So I'm going with Mason Taylor to save you some money to spend at some other positions.
Okay. Josh, tight end.
I am actually worried about the sauce on George Pickens, so I went with Jake Ferguson to stack with my deck. So there you go.
Yeah, the THfantaC DFS lineup is Big Ferg. All right, Waleed, your tight end.
I'm gonna go chalk. I'll go Trey McBride.
Totally get it.
Yeah, the matchup is great, and he's one of the best tight ends in football. And he hasn't quite had that blow-up game yet, but this feels like the spot. Like all the metrics seem to love Kyler Murray this week, and if they're right, there's a good chance that like Trey McBride eats, and I'll pay up for that.
Sure. All right, I'm gonna steal everybody's fantasy defense here. I went as cheap as possible. I'm going with the New York Giants.
You stole mine.
I have been saying since May that they have the best defensive line in football. Can I get some seconds here? Yes, Tony, you've been saying that since May.
Sure.
Yes,
hell yeah.
I don't remember that.
Abdul Carter's the front runner for Defensive Rookie of the Year.
And my bankroll will be the front runner for looking fat as hell if that happens. So I'm going with the Giants. I think Sexy Dexy, Dexter Lawrence, Kayvon Thibodeau, Brian Burns. What a fucking pass rush. So I think they're going to cause some havoc. One of those guys is going to wear Spencer Rattler's face on their face like they're, fucking Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So I'm going with the Giants defense. Ryan, who's your second then?
Since you stole mine,
Sure did.
I'm just going to go chalk. I'm going to go with the Eagles this week. Denver's offense has not been as good as their defense, and I think the Eagles have shown that they've got a top 7 defense in the league. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Josh.
I'm gonna do a little bit of a risky one, guys. I'm gonna go with the Raiders versus Indy.
Whoa.
I'm gonna say that Max Crosby makes Danny Dimes look like the Giants' Danny Dimes.
Damn, they're the cheapest defense on the slate.
Only on DK. Oh, on FanDuel. On DK, they're 6.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think there's, you're also putting I'm putting a lot of faith in Daniel Jones continuing to not look like historic Daniel Jones. So, totally get it. All right, Waleed, bring us home. Your fantasy defense for DFS purposes.
So I'm doing something, and I'm going to put a caveat on this because if Lamar Jackson actually does play, I might pick it off.
He's been ruled out.
He has been ruled out. We're going Texans.
He's not playing.
The Texans' defense is still one of the best defenses in football. They haven't been the problem in Houston. And Houston Texans versus Cooper Rush. I'm paying down, and it lets me pay up for guys like Trey McBride.
Sure. Yeah, one of my favorite side bets that I got, I parlayed Justice Hill over 2.5 catches and 14.5 receiving yards on DK.
Ooh, I love it.
I think this is going to be a low-scoring game.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep. Okay, cool.
I'm
So
I'm not sure the Texans will win this game. They might squeak something out, but I kind of think that like Baltimore's still significantly better than they are.
yeah,
But
I'm not
like,
confident in it at all.
but I also think there's the potential for Cooper Rush to just have like 5 turnovers.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, Will Anderson's still good at football, folks. Just because the team sucks doesn't mean that they're not playing pretty good.
Yep.
All right. Coming off a shutout too. So, one last time. Quarterback Daniel Jones for me. Ryan's quarterback Justin Herbert. Josh going with Dak Prescott. Waleed's going with Justin Fields. Running backs Devon Achane, Woody Marks, Michael Carter, Jahmyr Gibbs. Wide receivers Nico Collins, Quentin Johnston, Garrett Wilson, George Pickens. Tight ends Tyler Warren, Mason Taylor, Jake Ferguson, Trey McBride. And our defense is Giants, Eagles, Raiders, Texans. Hell yeah. Great
This is
job,
gonna be
guys.
a fun one, guys. Yeah, I feel good about this week, guys. I think we finally got some good data. We already have a winning record even without it, and let's get those monocles, boys.
Been waiting for it,
yeah.
man. I feel like I've been waiting forever for this monocle. So, yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Come at you with some fresh picks, and hopefully we're all rich and we've all quit our jobs by then, and we'll be good to go.
Nice.
Mike,
Fuck my
AK
job.
Magic, I'm sorry, I just saw him saying, "Oh, it's pronounced Viscount." We're in America, AK Magic. It's
Yeah.
pronounced Viscount here.
Like I said.